Hey guys, Morgan here from the Photo Business Success Podcast with my co-host Megan. Today we're going to be talking about the how to thrive in busy season. We all know that we are struggling and just trying to get through busy season. We're recording this in October right now, so I currently have 10 weddings in our editing queue, plus 2 engagement sessions. And so we all feel it. Even my husband has made a joke that if he has to hear it's wedding season one more time, he is going to leave. So I absolutely get how we're all feeling. This is going to come out in November, so it's a little bit afterwards, but if you're in a southern state, it's still be busy season.
And not only
Uh,
that, but November is still for a lot of photographers, they transition straight from busy October wedding
that's
season
nice.
into busy November family
Anyways.
sessions. I remember I used to shoot about 200 family sessions in November personally. That was not my studio, that was me. And yeah, and the editing queue is still there because, you know, like we talked about, we're recording this at the end of October, but there are still weekend days left in October, which
Yep.
means you probably still have weddings left in October. And
Plus
the
Halloween.
and the 10 in the queue is just like that queue gets longer.
Yep.
So
So
yeah.
our goal for today is to help give you tools and advice to help you thrive in wedding season, not just survive, because I know what it feels like. And we want to make sure that we are helping you guys move forward and not only have great businesses, but have great personal lives as well. Our goal isn't for your business just to thrive, but you to be drowning. It's for you guys to thrive as well. We didn't start these businesses to serve other people. We started it to serve ourselves and our families. And that's really important. And I think in September and October and November, December, we tend to forget that and think that it is all about serving rather than ourselves. So I think that should be our first thing to talk about. Do you agree with
Yeah.
surviving or thriving during wedding season or busy season?
Yeah.
Yeah. So one thing that is very important to me during busy season is to make sure that I am taking care of myself. A few years ago, I think around 20, I realized that every August I would get a panic attack. That's not like me whatsoever. I don't get panic attacks other than in August. And I started therapy in 2020, and we quickly realized it's because we're headed into busy season, and I needed to figure out a better way to manage it. And so I've definitely figured out the best ways for me to cope with busy season and to thrive during busy season. And one of that is to make sure that I'm taking care of myself during this time. So for that it means making sure I'm working out regularly, going out on walks to get fresh air, eating healthy, but also making sure that, if there's, a little treat that I want, I'm still treating myself to it, and making sure that I am spending time with friends and family. These are all really big things that play into for me, I treat myself during busy season, make sure that I am still thriving. I don't put these things on the back burner. I continue to put these at the front of the line. I actually, in August of this year, started really paying attention to what I was eating and what I was working out in order to lose weight because I'm 16 months postpartum. And the fact that I was able to do that during August, when normally I have panic attacks in August, getting ready to go into September and October, shows how much I've grown. And I'm proud of myself for that because I think a lot of us tend to just fall into this hole and we just try to get through. Megan, what would you like to add to that?
Yeah, I think there are a lot of ways to take care of ourselves. And I think that, honestly, I think that the term self care has become a little ridiculous. Self care has become like treat yourself to that latte every day. You have to go get a massage if you're not doing that. And and I'm not opposed to you having lattes or massages. I am extremely pro latte and extremely pro massage. I am against us doing those things when we are not doing the basics. Like,
Yes.
don't get yourself a latte every day as a treat yourself kind of thing when you are not eating right. If you're not starting your day off with protein and a good breakfast, that caffeine is going to hurt you way more than it's going to help you.
Mhm.
If you are not sleeping enough, guess what? It probably doesn't matter if you're getting a massage. You're still wrecking your body. So,
Yes.
those I think exactly what you said is like getting those foundational pieces. So this is drink enough water, make sure that I know this is maybe advice that not everyone knows, but make sure that you're getting enough salt and enough minerals. We've been taught that salt is bad, that it raises our cholesterol, et cetera, et cetera. Well, actually, we are pretty much all deficient in sodium, magnesium, and potassium. So make sure that you are not just drinking water, but you're
Right.
getting enough salt and enough minerals in general. Make sure that you are eating healthy meals. Get enough protein. If you don't know how much protein this is so crazy. Like, I can't believe that we're actually talking about like
This stuff
this
on
on an
our
episode, but I'm
podcast.
like, actually, like, why isn't this is so basic. So whatever your body weight is or whatever your desired body weight is how many grams of protein you should have per day. So if you
Yep.
weigh 120 pounds, you need a minimum of 120 grams of protein per day.
Yep.
Guess what? Like, that's not gonna happen by you just like snacking on cheese in
Nutrition.
between editing sessions. Been there, done that,
Yeah.
literally, like,
Same.
wrote the manual on it. It's a terrible way to take care of yourself, and you will pay for it. As one of the older members of probably I know I'm older than a lot of photographers, like, trust me, it catches up to you.
One thing I will say is, in addition to what Megan is saying, is we have so many tools readily available to us nowadays that, like, when Megan was in her prime of shooting that she didn't have, I literally use ChatGPT to plan my meals for the day so I can make sure I have enough protein. You can literally use the free version of ChatGPT, put in all of your information, and it will spit it out. Is it a registered dietitian? Absolutely not. So, if you guys want information from a registered dietitian, I have somebody I can recommend to you. Please let me know. Maybe even we do a collaboration podcast with her. That might be a great option.
That'd be so good.
Yeah, I'll reach out to her. But that is a great start.
Mhm.
Get
And
going.
like Morgan talked about, shoot, even if you can't make it to the gym, getting out and walking for if you can actually walk for at least 15 minutes after 2 of your meals in a day, number 1, you're getting sunshine, hopefully, depending on where you live. So that's critical. That movement is actually that's the best movement for you. Just I'm not saying don't go to the gym, but when you're in kind of that bare minimum state, you have to walk. You have to walk every day. If you can't walk, then decide that every 100 photos you edit, you're going to stand up and you're going to do 20 squats in between, whatever that looks like for you.
Or if you can, like, I know that this isn't a thing for everybody, but if you are able to get a standing desk and a walking pad, they are very readily available nowadays. I've seen them on Amazon for like $100 for the walking pads. That is a great way to get moving and get your steps in. If that is not something that you are able to do, figure out another way. It's These things are so important to make sure you're thriving during wedding season. Also, it's going to help you prevent we've all had wedding hangover. Since I've started working out, I have not had wedding hangover, which is wild to me. Have I been sore? Absolutely. Especially if it's a cement, you know, building where I'm standing on it for 8 hours.
Right.
Am I sore? Yes, but I'm not feeling like I was after a wedding hangover. Another thing that I are we ready to go on to the next thing?
I think like, an okay, just, like, a quick thing that I would recommend is, like, if you have if you can edit on your laptop, if you have a laptop, honestly, like, go outside. If you guys haven't heard of grounding, go outside, put your feet in the grass for 15 minutes, and just, like, you can edit while you're doing that. And the other thing that I was gonna say is take breaks for your eyes, guys. It's actually not just for your eyes, it is for your brain. Your brain needs a break, so without getting into the science of it, maybe we can do episodes on, like, science stuff another time, but without getting into the science of it, our brains used to get more variety, and that variety allowed them to, like, clean up after, like, imagine that you were, like, cooking in your kitchen all day without cleaning up. Is like, you would get to the point where, like, you're very limited in what you can do. That's kinda what your brain is doing. So if you are editing, we've all been there where you have to edit for 8 hours for a day. That's fine. Like, I'm not telling you not to do that. However, like, if you don't give yourself a 5 or 10-minute break for every hour-ish that you are working, your brain is gonna get slower and slower and slower at it, and this goes for literally everything that you are doing is, like, you need that variety, so make
Mhm.
sure you give yourself that. So I think we can move on.
The next thing I want to recommend is having a schedule for yourself. Making sure that you are not just throwing everything at the wall and trying to figure out where everything goes. Like, sit down and figure out what works and how to best help yourself during this time. At the beginning of I think Megan, you taught me this. At the beginning of the year, I sit down with a calendar and I write out what I'm like what my weddings are for the year. And then I put on the calendar how I'm taking care of those. So, if I have a wedding on Saturday, Monday, I'm importing the images, and then Tuesday, I am putting them through Aftershoot, and they're getting sent to the editor for final edits. And then I know 2 weeks later, I need to block time on my schedule for reveal session. So it is all on my calendar ahead of time, so I know what to expect, and I'm not trying to figure it out in the moment. Do things come up where I have to change things? Absolutely, but I know what's on my schedule to figure out where the puzzle pieces fit in. It's not just, like, chaos all the time. So, I highly recommend doing that ahead of any busy season you have. Honestly, at the beginning of the year, I do a lot of planning for my entire year, and things have to change, but at least I have a better idea of what's happening.
Yeah. I I think that, like, planning in general is underrated, and especially as photographers, we can have a tendency to just want to, like, "Oh, like, I'm an artist." The thing that I always tell my clients is, and this is, like, photographers, everybody, is, like, a lot of us, we got into this business because we got into business for ourselves because we wanted more freedom, and the schedule and plan thing feels like it's in opposition to freedom because that is how it was in a corporate environment. But in reality, your schedule, your decision to plan is promoting your freedom because it means that, if you decide, okay, I'm calling, my 3 weddings, I'm going to call all 3 weddings on Monday,
Mhm.
then, okay, once that's done, that's done. And you can go play, you can go have coffee with your friend, you can go read a book and curl up by the fire, you can do whatever it is that you want to do, or maybe you're the kind of person who wants to just, like, bang out, like, 1 wedding on a day, so you're gonna, like, call and edit, and you're gonna do that. Like, great, now once you're done for the day. You don't have because you've already decided, "Okay, I'm gonna do 3 of those this week." You don't have to slog through the first one and then immediately start the second one because okay, well, I'm just gonna do that tomorrow. And so, yeah, highly underrated and completely promotes more freedom and more fun in your life.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I have a third point.
Go for it.
So it would be to, I'm going to say outsource, but that's not quite the right word, but outsource what you can. So you don't have to do it all year long. Maybe that's not the best time for you to, maybe financially it's not the best decision for you, but this time is the time to get all the help that you need.
Absolutely.
And so, like, one of those things is, like, there are different seasons of my life where I have a chef who makes me meals or I get meal prep
Mhm.
delivered. And, like, I don't necessarily do that all the time, but I gotta tell you, there is nothing that helps me stay on track more when somebody else is making food,
Yeah.
because that is probably, I love making food for other people. I will never cook for myself
No.
unless I, like, absolutely have to. So, given any excuse, literally any legitimate excuse, I won't cook for myself. So, I'm going to basically outsource meal prep so that there is food in my fridge waiting for me. It might be help with your dogs. I have also gone through seasons where, like, I am too busy to walk them and
Yeah.
to get them as much exercise as they need to be healthy and to, literally yesterday, I wished that I had set myself up for success. The dogs were driving me nuts. It's squirrel season. All they wanna do is be outside chasing squirrels literally all day long. And so, like, they were driving me nuts while I was sitting in here trying to record videos to create a product, and, like, I kept having to restart because of their interruption. So, like, that's something where in the past, what I have done is I've taken them to daycare
Yeah.
and they just get to go and have the best day of their lives. Whoops. They get to go and have the best day of their lives. And I get, 8 or 10 hours of peace and quiet. And it is magical and wonderful and all things good. It could be childcare for you. It could be,
Cleaning
someone
your
running
house.
errands, cleaning your house. Yeah. Like,
Like, grocery delivery.
like, I can't recommend TaskRabbit enough because, like, I have found some incredibly amazing and inexpensive people there to just do some, like, basic things. Like, I actually love cleaning, so I like cleaning my house, but, like, tidying up, running errands, like, grocery shopping, those are not things that I enjoy. So, I usually get help with those kinds of
I
things.
will isn't available in all areas. I
But
personally know that it's not available here.
shoot, even post it's not?
I know.
We live half an hour from each other. How can that be?
I know.
But
But
but even if
I
you
was gonna
literally
say
just post in, like, we have Nashville girls group, like, I can't
or
tell you
hip
how many times I've found, like, a personal assistant for a day or, like, help in groups
yep,
like that. Everybody knows their neighborhood kid who can, like, come mow your lawn so that you can just focus on
exactly.
editing or whatever.
Exactly, exactly. Yeah, or, like, I know in some areas so in Phoenix, I know there is a company called Busy Bees, and it's great for if you don't necessarily need childcare, you just need somebody to keep your kid busy. It's somebody who's in, like, education or something like that, who can come and just, like, play with your kid for a few hours,
Like, while you're
um,
home.
while you're home. Yeah,
That's
exactly.
amazing. The gift.
Me and my sister-in-law used it when I was there because she had to teach a class and I had to take meetings, and I was like, "Well, I could watch him, like, in between my meetings, and if you can, like, just keep an eye on him at these times." She's like, "I'll just hire a busy bee, it's fine." I do know it's only in Phoenix right now, but there may be other things or, again, like a neighborhood kid who could just come hang out with your kid.
Yeah. There's
Um,
also I don't know how prevalent this is other places, but there is somewhere in Nashville, there's like cafe plus like play center. So
yeah.
it's like specifically built for moms. There's like a counter you can literally come and like set your laptop up and like your kids can play.
Mhm.
And I feel like if I was in a position where like I needed to edit, I like that would be such a good answer for me.
So these are all just like ideas to help you guys during busy season rather than just survive. We don't want to just feel like we're, trudging along and getting through. We want to make sure that like our business is serving us and we're not just serving our clients. We want to get the most out of this. So I hope this was helpful for you guys. Anything else you want to add in, Megan, before we sign off?
I want to tease our next episode because this is one that I think we're both really excited about, and that is prepping for off season. So I don't know exactly what it's going to be called, but we're addressing how to prep for off season. And then I don't know if it'll be the exact like episode after that, but we will also be talking about how to make the most of off season as well. So make sure that you come back for those two because they are going to be so, so, so good.
Yeah, absolutely. In the show notes, we will link to the Wedding Multiplier Toolkit if you guys are interested in that. As we said in our previous episode, all proceeds up until Black Friday from the Wedding Multiplier Toolkit and anything in our storefront are going to help the people of Appalachia who have been affected by Hurricane Helene. And then we'll also link to the Facebook group if you would like to join to be around other like-minded individuals in the wedding space. That is a great place for you to join. And if you could like, comment, leave a review, all of those things, share it with friends, that would be so, so helpful for us. But until next time, we'll talk to you guys later. Bye.